So I have a little bit of a problem, and it's called, what the fuck do I do with all of these now that it's about to be, you know, freezing at night? And when I say it's going to be, I don't mean like tomorrow, but I do mean soon, because it's the Pacific Northwest. It has to get started about 3 times before it really kicks in. We've already had one of those days, and we will likely have like 2 more fake fall/winter days before it actually turns into fall/winter. Anyway, that means that for now, it is still 80 something degrees during the day. It's dropping down to about 50 at night. And as soon as it gets below 50, all of these tropical babies that are so happy right now are going to be mighty cold. That means we have to start thinking about bringing them inside for the winter now, rather than, you know, the day after the first frost. This is going to be a bit of a learning experience for me too, because I have never had this many plants outside during the summer before. Honestly, for this reason, because I didn't feel like dealing with them at the end of summer. But this year, there's just no getting around it. I've got 3 monsteras out here, like 6 ficuses, and they all are gonna have to find a place to live. Where exactly, I don't know, but that's for another day. Today, it is about what we need to do to prepare to bring them inside. Let me just say, it's a lot of work I don't want to do, but we have to do it anyway. So why don't you do it with me? You don't really have to do anything, just fucking sit there. First thing we're gonna do is make some neem oil. Some neem oil spray, which we're gonna use as a cleaner, fungicide, insecticidal spray. Start with a gallon of water, just, you know, distilled would be nice. The tap is also fine if you don't have any distilled and you need water right now. We are going to take a gallon of water. We are going to add 2 tablespoons of neem oil. Make sure to take a good whiff of it. 1, 2. This is oil, and what happens when you mix oil and water? Nothing. You need an emulsifier to get them together. This is disgusting. It smells like absolute donkey shit. Okay. So we are going to mix 2 teaspoons soap. I don't have 2 teaspoons, but I do have 3 teaspoons because that's what a tablespoon is. So we're just gonna fill it up about 2/3 of the way, or so. Oh my god, this smells like. It smells. Oh, okay. I love that neem's supposed to be really great for your skin. I just don't understand how anybody can actually put it on their face, because I'm gonna put peppermint in. Bugs don't like peppermint. It's gonna help me spray this and not die. Something to know about me, I have no idea how to use essential oil, so I just pour some in there. That was 10 drops. Too much, too little, don't know, who cares? Okay. This is going to, obviously it's already not really emulsifying very well. So you're gonna have to shake it regularly and well while you use it. And if you don't use it all today, well, I wouldn't save this. The oil's gonna go bad pretty quickly, and then it'll smell like rotten neem, which I imagine smells worse than regular neem, but I'm not sure how, but I don't want to find out. Okay, Now to use this, you can do a couple of different things. I'm gonna put some in a spray bottle and I'm going to use that to, you know, spray the shit out of everything. But I can also put it just directly on a microfiber cloth, use that. Just depends on what you got and how many you need to clean. I've got obviously a lot of leaves to clean today. Let's do it. This is really like any other time that you clean the leaves. You're gonna wanna get the top and bottom of the leaves. Take extra care to make sure and check all of these areas right here at the base of the leaf, especially on the back side, because that tends to be where a lot of bugs like to start out. You'll also find them a lot of the times around the edges of the leaves. Far more often I find them on the back of the leaves, so just keep that in mind. Do you have to do all this before you bring your plants in? No, of course not. Will you bring bugs in if you don't? Yeah, probably so. Check for spiders. Check bottom of the pot, sides of the pot, wipe it all down. Another thing that you might want to check for, depending on where you live, I live in a tree frog heavy area, and without fail, I find a frog in my outdoor plants at least once a week. I honestly don't care if I have tree frogs living inside my house. I think that's kind of adorable. I don't know that my pets would agree. No, I mean, they would also think it was wonderful, but they would eat it. And I would rather not clean up frogs' legs around my house. So, for the frog safety and my own sanity, I am going to kind of look around for any holes in my dirt. I'm gonna kind of poke around and try not to scream if one of them jumps out at me. Just think about little things like that. If you have little, if you live in an area that's known for certain bugs or certain, you know, little pests or friends or whatever, just remember, you'll bring hitchhikers in, and maybe not always the kinds you think. This is another crazy ficus grower. This is where we were at the beginning of the summer. One summer. Nuts. Anyway, one more neem tip. Spray it on, make sure and wipe it off. And if you do use it on a regular basis, don't do it on too regular a basis. Remember that neem is oil, and the more oil that you have on your leaves, the more it will build up and actually prevent the sun from getting in and doing its whole chlorophyll thing, you know? So that's the other reason we don't use leaf shine and those sort of tricks like mayonnaise or whatever else you have heard to put on your leaves. You can do those things occasionally if you really feel like you need to. I don't need my plant's leaves to be shiny, I just need them to be healthy. Occasional use of anything is always going to be okay. It's just the overdoing it. Just keep it in mind. If you clean your plants regularly, you might want to switch between neem oil and insecticidal soap, just because it'll kind of wash any of the old stuff off, and then you can do neem again next time. Neem's cool just because it really does do all the things. It's got fungicide, it's all natural, natural fungicide, natural insecticide, all the good stuff. Just smells like shit. I should probably have gloves on for this one, to be perfectly honest. When ficus get mad, they kind of bleed sap, and their sap is pretty toxic. It looks like white latex stuff, and it dries like little white balls everywhere. It's very weird. So yeah, if you're messing with leaves a lot and you see them starting to crack in places or otherwise, you see the sap starting to appear, it's just, where did it go? It's just this milky sappy stuff there. Just don't touch it. Okay, only 2 ficus to go. All right.